I moved into Lakeview Heights on a warm September afternoon, the kind of afternoon that smells like new beginnings. The elevator still hummed behind me as I stepped into my apartment for the first time. The place smelled of fresh paint and a little bit of dust, like a room waiting for its story to start. I placed my guitar gently on the couch. It was the only thing that felt familiar in this new city. Charlton Bay was louder than my hometown. Bigger, faster. And I didn't know yet if I was ready for all of that. But the balcony, that became my escape. The moment I pushed the glass door open, a soft breeze brushed my cheeks as if the city was whispering, "Welcome" or "Good luck." Below me, cars moved in slow lines, people hurried along sidewalks, and the sun painted the buildings golden. I sat on the balcony floor, pulled my guitar onto my lap, and let my fingers search for a melody. Not a song, just a feeling. And for a while, that was enough. My phone buzzed. "Lucas, I'm leaving now. It's Lakeview Heights. Right?" "Me. Yes. See you soon." Lucas Hart. My friend since we were 15. He wanted to help me settle in, that's who he was. Helpful. Familiar. A memory from a different life. But outside my new apartment, something else was waiting for me. I locked the door behind me and stepped into the elevator. My reflection stared back, messy hair, soft eyes, a tired smile that I was trying to make look brave. When the doors opened at the ground floor, I took a deep breath and walked out. And that's when I saw him. A young man was walking down the street, sunlight catching the edges of his hair. He wasn't rushing like everyone else. His steps were slow, thoughtful. In his hand, he held a bouquet of white roses, simple, yet beautiful. There was something about the way he held them, careful, as if they meant something more than flowers. I found myself staring. "Those roses are so pretty," I thought. Then I made the mistake of looking at him. And he looked right back. His eyes were warm, not intense, not sharp, just gentle. The kind of eyes that made the world around them soften a little. And he smiled. "I felt my heart beat stumble." My cheeks warmed. I looked away too quickly, pretending to fix my hair, pretending that I hadn't just forgotten how to breathe. He kept walking, not towards me, but not away either. When he reached the edge of the sidewalk, he paused, glanced at me again. And this time, it felt intentional. Something small, something strange. Something like recognition even though we'd never met. I tried not to stare again. I failed. He was still looking at me. Before I could gather courage, he stepped closer. Not too close, just enough that I could hear his footsteps on the pavement. "Hey," he said. Just one word. Soft, almost shy. I swallowed. He lifted the roses a little, as if embarrassed to be holding them. "These are, for my sister," he said. "It's her birthday." Ah. The awkwardness was cute, disarming, human. "That's really sweet," I said. He noticed the guitar case on my back. "You play?" "Ah." His voice carried a curiosity that didn't feel intrusive, just honest. "I try," I answered, a small laugh escaping. "I just moved here. New place, new music, maybe." "Ah. Sometimes that works," he said, smiling again. "New places, new people. Ah." And just like that, the space between us felt warm. For a moment, a tiny, delicate moment, it felt like something could begin here. But life doesn't wait for moments. Lucas's car pulled into the driveway. "Arya," he called out, waving. The boy with the white roses stepped back, like the spell had been broken. "Oh," I said quietly. He shrugged, trying to smile again. But this one wasn't the same. It carried a little disappointment. Maybe he felt it too, that strange, unexpected connection. "Well," he said, hesitating, "maybe I'll see you around." "Ah." "Yeah," I whispered. "Maybe you will." "Ah." He walked past me, roses glowing against the sunlight. I watched him until he disappeared around the corner. Lucas approached, talking fast, smiling wide. but my mind wasn't with him. My heartbeat still echoed from a moment I didn't understand. Later that night, after unpacking for hours, after Lucas left, after the sun dipped below the buildings, I found myself standing on the balcony again. The sky was purple, city lights flickering like restless fireflies. I leaned on the railing, wondering why my chest felt strange light but heavy at the same time. Why was I thinking about a stranger? Why did his smile feel familiar? Why did those white roses look like they carried a story? I closed my eyes and replayed his voice, his awkward sweetness, the quiet sincerity in his eyes. Maybe I'll see you around. Then I picked up my guitar. New place. New music. And without meaning to, without forcing anything, a new melody found me. Soft, warm, like white roses. Somewhere across the neighborhood, Ethan Reyes sat on his bedroom floor, the bouquet ribbon still in his hand. He set the roses in a vase and stared at them for a long time. And when he closed his eyes, he heard a guitar, a faint melody drifting from a balcony far away. He didn't know whose it was. He didn't know the girl's name. He didn't know why that moment outside the apartment felt different from all the others. But somehow, it mattered. More than he wanted to admit. Why was I hoping to see someone whose name I didn't even know again? The next morning started quietly. The kind of quiet that doesn't feel empty, just thoughtful. Light slipped through the blinds of my new apartment, painting long golden stripes across the floor. I sat on the edge of my bed, legs tucked under me, staring at the half-unpacked boxes like they were a metaphor for my life. Not settled, not chaotic, just somewhere in between. Charlton Bay was already awake. I could hear distant traffic, laughter from the street, someone walking their dog. The world kept moving even though I felt like I was still learning how to take the first step. And then, for no logical reason, my mind went back to him. The boy with the white roses. His soft smile, the way he held the bouquet like it was something precious. The quiet warmth in his eyes when he asked if I played guitar. I didn't know his name. I didn't know why he was there yesterday. I didn't know if I would ever see him again. Yet something inside me hoped I would. I shook the thought away and got up. I had things to do: groceries, errands, settling in, normal tasks for a normal day. But even while brushing my hair in the mirror, I caught myself wondering if he lived nearby. Would he walk by again? Would he smile again? Would I get the chance to say more than just hi? Isahed et mu réflexion. This is ridiculous. Arya, I whispered to myself. You don't even know him. But the truth was something inside me wanted to. Later that day, I left my apartment building with a small shopping list in my pocket. The sun was brighter than yesterday. The air warmer. As I stepped outside, I caught myself glancing around without meaning to. Maybe he'd be there. Maybe I'd see those white roses. But the sidewalk was empty, except for a couple walking their dog and a delivery man unloading boxes. I tried not to feel disappointed. The grocery store was only a 10-minute walk away. I wandered through aisles, absent-mindedly tossing pasta, bread, fright, and coffee into my basket. It felt strange to buy things for myself in this new city, in this new life. Everything felt unfamiliar. Except one thing. A melody. It kept replaying in my head, the one I made last night without trying, the one that somehow reminded me of him. By the time I returned home, my thoughts were tangled between grocery bags and that quiet moment with the boy whose name I didn't know. That evening, the evening wind was softer than usual, brushing past my face like a gentle invitation. I carried my guitar out to the balcony, sat down cross-legged, and watched the city flicker to life. Streetlights, distant headlights, shadows moving like stories. I let my fingers rest on the strings. I didn't know what I wanted to play, but my heart did. A soft chord, then another, and slowly, the melody from last night returned, fuller now, warmer. I closed my eyes and let the music carry my thoughts away. And that's when I felt it. A presence. Not close. Not near, but somewhere in the air. Somewhere in the way, silence shifted around me. I opened my eyes and leaned over the railing. Far down the street, someone was standing under a street lamp. It was him. The boy with the roses. There were no flowers today, just his hands in his pockets, his head slightly tilted as if he were listening. Was he listening to me? My heart stumbled again. I kept playing, not louder, not softer, just the way the moment felt. And he didn't move. He stayed there, still, like the world had narrowed down to one balcony and one quiet street. When I finally stopped, he lifted his gaze. And even from a distance, even from that far away, I could tell he was smiling. A small, soft, grateful smile. Then he raised his hand, a silent wave, before turning and walking away into the night. I exhaled shakily. What was that? Why did it feel so important? Was I imagining the connection, or was it real? I didn't know. But I felt something growing inside me. Something warm, something hopeful, something terrifying. And somehow, I knew this wasn't the last time. Meanwhile, Ethan Reyes walked slowly down Maple Lane, his breath still caught somewhere between his chest and throat. He didn't know where he was going. Not really. He only knew that he kept ending up near Lakeview Heights, near the building where he'd met the girl with the guitar. And tonight, he heard her. Her voice. Her music. Her soul in the strings of her guitar. He closed his eyes for a moment as he walked. There was something familiar about her melody, something that made old memories move inside him, ones he had carefully locked away. He didn't know her name. He didn't know her story. He didn't even know why he cared. But he did. More than he should. He walked home slowly, the night wind brushing past him like whispers of something he couldn't explain. The next day, I woke up with a strange flutter in my chest, like excitement and fear mixed together. All morning, I caught myself replaying last night. His silhouette under the streetlight. The way he listened. That soft, grateful smile before he walked away. Why was it affecting me this much? Why did my heart feel lighter just thinking about it? I brushed my hair, grabbed my guitar bag, and decided to go explore the neighborhood cafe Lucas told me about, Brood Awakening. The name was cheesy. I didn't care. I wanted to get out, to breathe, to clear my head. Or maybe some quiet part of me hoped I would see him again. The cafe. The bell above the door chimed as I walked in. Warm light, soft chatter, the smell of coffee and fresh pastries. I picked a small corner seat and placed my guitar beside me. People kept giving it curious glances, but I didn't mind. As I sipped my latte, the door opened again. My breath caught. It was him. No roses today, just a simple gray shirt, sleeves rolled to his elbows, and a messenger bag over his shoulder. He didn't see me at first. He walked straight to the counter, chatting lightly with the barista, who handed him a bouquet of freshly wrapped flowers, sunflowers. This time, my heart warmed. He was buying flowers again. For someone else, maybe. For someone he cared about. He turned and froze when he saw me. His eyes widened. A slow, surprised smile grew on his face. And in that moment, I knew. This wasn't chance. It wasn't coincidence. Some people don't need an introduction to feel familiar. Some souls simply recognize each other. He walked toward my table, hesitating only once, the way someone does when their heart beats too fast. He said again. I smiled back. There it was. The same warm awkwardness. The same gentle sincerity. He nodded toward my guitar case. So, you really do play. And you really do carry flowers everywhere, I said teasingly. He laughed, soft, genuine. It made something inside me open. I'm Ethan, he said. Finally. A name. Aria. I replied. His smile deepened, like the name meant something. And just like that, our story began to unfold. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just softly like petals opening to the morning sun.